It's another day in a world gone mad. I'm Jeff Allen Wolf, and I'm back again to give my commentary on the news, and I thank you for joining me. Disruptions of the norm, aggressive tactics, bigotry, hate, and executive orders that go against common sense. A different day, but the same garbage from the Trump administration. How we got here, we know. Over 70 million voted for Donald to be in charge again. Understanding why these people thought this was a good idea still baffles me, as I'm sure it does you. But we are here, and we all have to find some way to deal with it. Some of you have said to me that you're getting your passport and you're moving out of the country. Some of you said all of these changes are too much for you, and you just don't want to deal with it. Yet, you post daily on social media and scream against what's going on and post your thoughts on multiple websites. Please indulge me for a minute or two. I don't know what the majority of you feel about what's going on, because the majority of you who listen don't contact me. It's not a slam against you, it's a fact. I've asked for your emails, I've asked for texts, I've asked for your phone calls, and 97% of you don't respond. So I can't speak to what the rest of you are doing because I just don't know. I wish I did. I'd like to understand better, pass along to the few people that do reply to this podcast and everyone else so we all can understand what everyone's feeling. So I'll keep asking you each episode to please contact me with email, text, or phone message, hoping that some more of you will listen to my request and follow through. But the majority of you, the loyal listeners who don't engage, I can't improve my podcast or make changes for the better if I don't hear from you with your thoughts and your input. I'm pissing in the wind and trying to hit a target without guidance. Please help me. With that being said, let's go over what's happening in our country and the world. Now, it seems we are down to watching on a daily basis what the courts decide about Donald Trump and all his actions. First, the court decides that Donald's tariffs all need to be paused indefinitely. Yay! I say that sarcastically. Then 24 hours later, another court blocks that ruling, saying it's on hold and Trump can go ahead with his tariffs. Our country's survival is at the whim of the court's decisions. There's no logic anymore in how the courts operate, other than each side makes a ruling, and then the other side shoots that ruling down. I'm sick of it to the point of almost being physically sick. We need to see some more normalcy. When I say normalcy, I mean there needs to be a standard that we rise to, a quality of life in this country that needs to be achieved. If we don't reach it and fast, then this country will implode. And I mean much faster than we are already imploding. It's time. We need a calming down in this country. We need a calming down with legitimate direction on how we, the citizens, are going to be treated fairly and in the future. And then we have Elon Musk saying he's stepping down, he's done, and moving on from the Trump administration. They had a ceremony today with Musk and Trump in the White House, which still disgusts me. That image of the richest man being connected to the world's most powerful man. Bye-bye, Elon. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. You created so much frigging damage with your DOGE, your doggy bullshit. Then there's Kristi Noem, who states that habeas corpus means that immigrants can be deported from our country by the president. The camera pulls back in my recording studio, and a close-up image showing me banging my head against the wall after that Noem's comment. Why do we have these idiots in charge? And then Trump's going to hold a rally for Japan-based Nippon Steel. Trump is holding a rally in Pennsylvania to celebrate a details to come deal for Japan-based Nippon Steel to invest in U.S. steel, which he says will keep the iconic American steelmaker under U.S. control. Yet they're talking about Nippon Steel being in control of U.S. Steel. So we don't know what the truth is yet. The White House denies this. A lot of conflicting reporting here. More turmoil as the White House acknowledges problems in RFK Jr.'s report. The White House will fix errors in a much-anticipated federal government report spearheaded by U.S. Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., which decried America's food supply, pesticides, and prescription drugs. RFK, Mr. Destructive towards the health in our country, with another phony slogan, Make America Healthy Again. You know, when you hear a slogan like that from the White House, it definitely means we all are being screwed. Trump, Musk, Vance, Noem, RFK, etc. There is not enough disinfectant made to purge ourselves from this stink, to cleanse ourselves and our country from these people, these lunatics who are so very wrong for America. Wolfpack listener, I need to hear from you. I need to understand what's on your mind. I would like to know what you are doing, how you're dealing with this destructive and dangerous time in America. I've said this over and over again to the point of burnout. Hiding or looking the other way is not the answer. Would you please share with me and others what you're doing yourself? Are you holding or going to a rally? Are you joining local groups? Are you getting people to get together to discuss all of this? What are you doing on a daily or weekly basis to protect yourself and your family from Donald Delusional? ResistDonaldNow@gmail.com is the email. 833-399-9653 is the voicemail box. I ask everyone to please use it. 97% of you don't, and I'll be honest. That's very disappointing. It's not me whining, it's me being honest. I feel like I'm wasting my time with this podcast. I'm not looking for ego strokes. I'm looking for feedback, to hear your thoughts, to share with me and others who listen what you feel about what's happening. Vent. Let it out. Contact me. And here's more madness in our world. A new scientific analysis says 4 billion people, about half the world's population, experienced at least one extra month of extreme heat because of human-caused climate change from May 2024 to May 2025. It comes as the Trump administration is encouraging more energy to be made from fossil fuels that release planet-warming gases, rolling back pollution regulations, and dismantling much of Biden's climate-related policies and initiatives. I get it, people. We're getting shit from all fronts. It's a 360-degree attack, and it's overwhelming. And it's hard to deal with on a daily basis. But we must take a stand somewhere. We can't just watch this country unravel. I'm in my 60s, and I've been living here, obviously, since I was born, so to see this happen is disheartening. But I'm not giving up, and neither should any of you. I'm trying to make this podcast better, but lack of your feedback, good or bad, isn't helping me. I had one person tell me they didn't like my theme song in the opening of the podcast. He said it was too long. You know, I thought about it. I listened to that comment. I shortened it. I thank you, Corbett. The theme song is better now, being shorter. Feedback like that from you, the listener, makes this podcast better. When I hear from you, I know that my emails sent to you are getting to you. I know that my comments and message is getting across. And here's one last bit of madness before I get to that uplifting story for this episode. Trump declared that he'll no longer be Mr. Nice Guy with China on trade. He said China had broken an agreement with the United States. It's unclear what agreement Trump was referring to in his post on Truth Social. But the president's rhetoric was a sharp break from the optimism expressed recently when Trump lowered his 145% tariffs on Chinese goods to 30% for 90 days so that talks could happen. Trump said the tariff reduction had quickly stabilized the economy. But then he says that China, perhaps not surprisingly to some, has totally violated its agreement with us. So much for me being Mr. Nice Guy. All of you listening to Trump's comment about China, please join with me and let's laugh our asses off. Mr. Donald the Clueless, the president winging it again. You want to just scream every time he opens his mouth. Hot again, then cold, then hot again. A 79-year-old delusional dictator who on an hourly basis doesn't know what he's doing. And to say it bluntly, he really doesn't give a crap on how he hurts people. I've said my piece. I've asked for your comments. I hope you respect my request, and a lot of you will actually reply to me this time. I thank the handful of you that do consistently. I'm just asking for the other listeners to join in. Here's the inspiring story that I came across to change our vibe for today for the better, courtesy of the Good News Network. When a Tennessee mother of 5 received her college degree on May 9th, she couldn't see her family cheering in the audience, well, because she's completely blind. Even so, as Amanda Jewton, 47, crossed the stage to accept a degree, magna cum laude, from Tennessee Tech University, she was more certain than ever about her path forward. I'm totally blind, Jewton told Fox News Digital in an interview. So I've got my guide dog by my side. The 2 guys I was sitting by told me to follow them. We were a team. I'm concentrating on shaking all the hands, getting across the stage, I was thinking. This isn't the end. It's really the beginning of what's next for me. Jewton, who recently became a grandmother, began her college journey nearly 30 years ago, but had to postpone her studies when she had a baby right out of high school, and immediately went to work to provide for her new family. She eventually returned to higher education, but in 2020, after years of progressive vision loss from a condition called retinitis pigmentosa, she found herself in the dark, literally. I was totally blind with no skills for blindness, Jewton said. Over the years, I've been taught a lot of skills for using my remaining vision, but not what to do with no vision at all. Determined to regain her independence, she enrolled in an 8-month program at the Colorado Center for the Blind. I thought, I know blind parents make their kids lunches. I know blind parents go to PTA meetings. I can do this. I just need to be around a bunch of other blind people, she recalled. Blind people are not sitting in their basements waiting for the end. They're out there living their lives, and I wanted to do that too. With her new skills and adaptive techniques and a renewed sense of confidence, Jewton enrolled at Tennessee Tech in the fall of 2022, pursuing a professional studies degree with a concentration in organizational leadership. It's been great, Jewton said. The instructors were asking, what are your needs? How can we make this accessible to you? They have been fantastic for doing that. I never got pushback. I didn't get people saying, why are you taking these classes? Now the newly graduated of Jewton is advocating for more acceptance and understanding of the blind. The blind need a voice, Jewton said. I have a voice, and I love to use it. I want to help give people the skills to find their voice. We need more teachers and more people in the field who believe in the full capacity of the blind. Next, she plans to pursue a graduate degree in blindness rehabilitation and possibly even go for her doctorate. I want to begin offering services in assistive technology, Braille, and the things I've learned and I'm doing well at, Jewton said. I want to teach blind people as a vendor of vocational rehabilitation. Juden has traveled to Washington, D.C. to lobby for blindness-related initiatives and to San Francisco to protest rideshare drivers who deny service to passengers with wheelchairs or service animals. She also serves on the board of the National Federation of the Blind of Tennessee and is a past president of the Tennessee Association of Guide Dog Users. Her guide dog, Colonel, is always by her side. Juden has this message for anyone facing blindness. You still have the same hopes and dreams, she said. All of those things that you wanted to do before you were blind, you still want to do those things. So let's find a way to do that, she said. Hey, listeners, that's a perfect example of perseverance. Though there's no excuse for any of us to not plow through no matter what the circumstances, no matter how hard things get. This is A World Gone Mad. I'm Jeff Allen Wolf. I'll be back again Monday. I really hope to hear from you this time. I could use your energy and input. Have a great weekend. Until then, stay hopeful.